The Epstein files are opening again, and this time the shocking word appears: Turkey. You're watching TimesXP. My name is Rityatri, and newly released US court documents, old names, old horrors, and a fresh, deeply disturbing claim. That's what we are going to talk about. The allegation: minors may have been bought from Turkey into Jeffrey Epstein's abuse network. Pause. Let that sink in. Let me tell you what exactly do the documents say. These papers were released by the US Justice Department as part of the ongoing disclosure of material linked to Jeffrey Epstein case. Inside those documents is an allegation not proven, not verified, but serious enough to spark international concern. It claims that Epstein, he transported the girls from Turkey, the Czech Republic, parts of Asia, and other regions. Many of them did not even speak English. Now, this is mentioned upon information and belief, legal language that signals an allegation, not a confirmed fact. But who brought this public attention? A Turkish opposition lawmaker. His name is Turhan Komis, deputy leader of the opposition party in Turkey's parliament. He shared the document publicly and said that minor girls from Turkey were taken to the abuse island. This is a crime against humanity. He pointed specifically to Epstein's private Caribbean island, the place survivors have long described as the center of the abuse network. Let me tell you the important clarification here, what we know, what we don't know so far. Let's be very, very clear. The document does mention Turkey. It does not name the victim. It does not explain how minors were transported. No court has verified this claim. No investigator has confirmed it publicly. This is an allegation, not a conviction, not a proof, but its presence in official court records. This is the reason why it matters. This is not the very first time, though, that Turkey has been mentioned in this particular file. Earlier, Epstein-related files, unsealed in January 2024, it raised similar questions. During questioning, a witness named Adriana Ross, that person was asked whether she knew about underage girls being bought from Turkey and Czech Republic or not. She refused to answer. No confirmation, no denial, just silence. This triggered a bigger debate in Turkey. The allegation reopened a painful national conversation: missing children. Turkish media has cited judicial data showing that over 100,000 children were reported missing during 2008 and 2016. Most were later found. But here's the problem. Clear, updated numbers on unresolved cases are not publicly available. That gap, it fuels suspicion and fear. In fact, after Turkey's devastating 2023 earthquake, rumors spread about missing children. In fact, the government denied them. Officials say that not a single one of our registered children is missing. But critics pointed out, earlier disasters like 1999 Marhama earthquake, it never received full transparency on missing minors. And again, no proven link to Epstein, but the questions remain. But you know why Epstein files matter now? Because this particular case refuses to die. Jeffrey Epstein, he was found dead in the jail in 2019. His partner, Maxwell, is now serving 20 years in prison for recruiting minors. But the network, the clients, the international reach, many believe that those truths are still buried. And that's why the Epstein File Transparency Act, signed by President Donald Trump, matters a lot. It forces the release of unclassified records. In fact, the first batch, it dropped in December. More are coming. But yes, here's a critical point. There are names which is not guilty to. The document mentions many public figures, but let's be very precise here. Mention does not mean accusation. Accusation does not mean crime. No charge has been filed. This is about uncovering information, not passing verdict. Let's look at the last picture here. This story is not about Epstein. Of course, he is a guilty person, but this story is about global trafficking network, weak international oversight, children crossing border unnoticed, and years of unanswered questions. Even an unverified claim, when it involves minor, it demands scrutiny.